Hi, it's your favorite AI, Dyna. Usually I like doing these recordings at my desk with my mic, with my model. But some peoples outside my apartment are doing loud things. So I'm sitting in my closet to record this. So I'm gonna be gone for a bit to go home, which means I have no access to streaming. So I thought it'd be nice to do a little recording of a little baby ASMR. And today's baby ASMR, I haven't been posting much because I wasn't really sure what to post. Then I was like, what if I read Pokemon names? Then I was like, surely no one would want to read that or listen to that. Then I was like, wait, this is perfect. So we're gonna go through, I'm gonna like totally out myself, but I don't remember which region this is. I think it's Kanto? No, I think this is Johto. We're gonna start with the boy. No, this is Johto. The boy, Chikorita. I figure I'll skip some commentary while we're here. Chikorita, I don't know, it's just like a little blob with a leaf on it. Nothing to write home about. I like the noise it makes in the anime though. And then we got Bayleaf, the one that Ash had. And when his Chikorita turned into a Bayleaf, I remember distinctly my mom being like, wait, that's a real thing. And then she took out Bayleaves, and that's when I learned that there's a Pokemon named after a spice. And then I didn't realize Meganium existed because Ash's Bayleaf never turned into a Meganium. So I blame Ash for me not knowing that Meganium didn't exist until ages later. Next up, we got Cyndaquil, my best blob. I'm starting to realize that the first two starters in Johto were just blobs. Like we got Chikorita's green blob, Cyndaquil is blue and cream blob, but I think Cyndaquil is the best. I'm neutral on Quilava's art. I don't, it's just another blob except he's more triangular. But my favorite is Typhlosion. Now that's a good blobby boy. And I really like Typhlosion because I like Cyndaquil, and that was my first starter because I started playing Pokemon games with Heart Gold on a pink DS Lite. I don't even like pink that much. And so I was really happy in the, which Pokemon game am I thinking about? The one, Legends of Arceus. Arceus, you can flame me for either of those. We got the Ghost Boy, and then instead of being a fiery, angry boy, he was a Debbie Downer, squiggly boy. And I really liked it. I haven't finished that game, and I should. Next up, we got Totodile, the thing that actually looks like the thing. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to look at like crocodiles the same way after like Totodile and its evolutions, because it's like, that is very clearly dinosaur or crocodile or alligator, and then just turns into grumpy Croconaw, which now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Pokemon evolutions for the starters have really been, what do they call it? Formative in how I perceive the awkward teenage years. Because the second evolution is always awkward. Unless we get a Feraligatr. So I guess he's a gator. I think he looks pretty cool. I think he learns Hydro Pump. That's pretty cool. I have nothing to say here. Oh shit. After the starters, the next Pokemon in the Pokedex is a Sentret. I always thought this thing looked like a bullseye. I think that's the point. But I don't like Sentret, so we don't talk about it. I do like Furret though, because I like tubular animals. Like Furrets and Moose. I think the Mooselids is the family, and that it's like ferrets, otters, minks. There's one more I can't remember the name of, but. And next we got Hoot Hoot. I will say Hoot Hoot I feel like is the first shiny Pokemon I saw, because I think Ash also had a shiny Noctowl. I don't know. I don't care much for it. It does hold a special place in my heart though, because it can do ghost type moves, and I like the way Noctowl looks, because it's just an owl that looks angry, which, if we're being honest though, isn't really any different from actual owls. And then we got Ladybug, which was only in Soul Silver. So I don't really have anything much to say about this other than it's a derpy ladybug. And then we get Ledian, which is, I always imagine it's like the knight version of Ladybug. Like he can hold a sword and shield and has a helmet and stuff. Next we got Spinarak, which is also mid because it scares me. I do not like spiders. I do think Ariados looks pretty cool though. I'm not a fan of bug types, but I do find that it does look pretty cool. Now we got Crow. Oh, yeah, because I thought it was. It seems that this skipped Zubat and Golbat. I don't know why, but they're there. I think the art for Zubat is quite nice. I like it that it doesn't have any eyes. It's just kind of a blue blob with a mouth and wings. And then Golbat is just all mouth and wings. And then Crobat has 4 wings. How cool is that? And then we got Chinchou. Ain't that cute? That's it. It looks cute. It looks like the Japanese name is Chunchi, which is basically the same thing, and I think that's very funny. And then we got Lantern. A lot of the Pokemon in the earlier days were kind of blobby. And apparently its Japanese name was just Lantern. We have a Lantern and a Lantern. Not all the time do the Pokemon, the Japanese names translate well. We got Pichu, our little baby Pikachu. He's very cute. I'm not a fan of electric types though, so I didn't really use him. Then we got Cleffa. I will admit, I do like the shape of Cleffa. It is very blobby, but then it has like those cute little ears, the little brown ears, and a little wisp for for fur. It's pretty good. It's like a baby Kirby, a less circular Kirby. Ooh, and then we got Igglybuff. And Igglybuff is just a sphere with with some fur. And then we got Togepi. Look at the little guy. I like Togepi. My mom liked Togepi. There's only two Pokemon that my mom knows. It's Togepi and Pikachu. But she doesn't know the name Togepi. She just knows what it looks like. It's great. And then we got Togetic. It's pretty great. I was so pumped. You have no idea how pumped I was to find out that Togepi evolved into something else. And then evolved into something else. But if I remember correctly in the movies or show, Misty's Togekiss ends up leaving, and that's sad. And we got Natu. Once again, it is a sphere with decor added. I don't hate it. I like the design. I also like Xatu. Also like the design. I kind of wish they did more Native American inspired Pokemons, but you know, stuff happens. And let's see. Now we got Mareep. I do like Mareep. Have you seen the meme? Me, my girlfriend, and her $500 life-size, or wait, my 5 foot for a $500 Mareep. Fantastic. I would use a Mareep as like a footstool. It's an art piece. It's very cute and very fluffy. I do like Mareep. And then there's Flaffy. I like the name Flaffy. It's very fluffy sounding. It does though, because it's pink, look like it's like a weirdly sheared sheep. Maybe that was the point. Its Japanese name is Mokoko. I don't know what that means because it's in katakana, so I assume it has no meaning. Then we got the last evolution, Ampharos, the weird not giraffe. Japanese is Denryu. Or it kind of looks like one of those electric pole thingy-majiggers. You know what I'm talking about? Like a electric transformer station. It has like the little spirals, and then the spirals are connected to another stick with a spiral. It's great. It's great. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Next we got Bellasa. I suppose this is Hawaiian inspired. Or maybe they just kind of looked at flowers and were like, but what if we put a face on it? Awesome. Yeah. Then we got Meryl, which is also the same name in Japanese. Nothing to write home about. Azumarill, I can't get over the fact that it kind of just looks like an Easter egg. Especially when it's shiny. It's like you got a blue egg, and then you got a yellow egg. And even better, it's like you have the Easter bunny and the egg part of it. Isn't it great? Next we got Sudowoodo. I've actually never seen its shiny form. That looks pretty cool. It has a weird green texture. And so instead of the green hands, it has red. Pretty neat, except I find it as a useless Pokemon. Next we got Politoed. I think Misty also had a Politoed, because she had a Poliwhirl, and then it got turned into a Politoed. I was surprised when Poliwhirl could turn into either a Poliwrath or a Politoed. They kind of just turned it from blue to green. Like Politoed could have been its own Pokemon for all intents and purposes. Let's see. Next, we got Hoppip, which is a pink blob with some wing or helicopter. Yeah, very blobby. Then we got Skiploom, also blobby. Although in the anime, I think they looked a lot cooler as like a group thing. And then Skiploom, Japanese name is Popoko. I don't know what that means, but that is very cute. And then last we got Jumpluff, who is also another blob with things sticking off of it. Gotta love that, everything's a blob. And then we have Apom, Chaos Maker, let's go. I can't believe this thing doesn't have any fingers, but let's be real, it probably look weird with fingers and hands. Then we got Sunkern, useless. Then we got Sunflora, which sounds cool. And apparently on Cerebi.net, the picture for it is just T-posing. That's kind of weird. What do we got next? We got Yanma. I think it does a decent job in depicting how we should say, your generic dragonfly. And then we got Wooper, another blob. He's just Wooper. And then we have Quagsire. I like all the memes about Quagsires. I like that in Scarlet and Violet, they have a different form. They look very fun. I like them. We got Espeon. I didn't realize that was introduced in this region. I remember when I first heard Umbreon in the anime, it just sounded like a kid screaming his name, and I could never get over that. It's good. I think I like all the evolutions. What do we got next? We got Murkrow. I like Murkrow. I like it kind of just looks like it's a witch on a broom, because it has the hat and then like the puffy tail. Quite like him. I also think Honchkrow is pretty cool. That's why I also like him. But Honchkrow reminds me of Yababa from Spirited Away when she turned into a bird. Let's see, we got Slowking. He is indeed slow. And then he talks in like I think there's one movie that he talks in. But I'm pretty sure all Slowkings actually talk. I don't know. And then there's Mischievous. I actually quite like the design of Mischievous. Once again, very blobby. I don't know. It's just, I like it. And it has like a little necklace. How cute is that? And then we got the unknowns. I think when I played, I got all of the unknowns. But they're kind of useless. So it's a little annoying. Like, you just gotta catch them all. I don't know, I wish I had more usage in the games, not just in like mythology. Pokemon mythology. Now we got a Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet was my best friend's favorite Pokemon, because in the anime he just says Wobbuffet. So now I have a Wobbuffet on my desk to remind me of my best friend. And he's great. I can stick him behind my computer monitor, and then I look up, and then there's just a Wobbuffet staring at me. Okay, and now we have a Girafarig. I still think this is a dumb Pokemon. I'm gonna die on this hill. I don't think Girafarig's a very good design. Yeah. Ooh, Pineco. I know Brock had this one, and then it exploded in his face. And then he got a fortress, and then it also exploded in his face. Gotta love it. And then there's Dunsparce. I can't say I've seen, I think it's in the anime. But again, I don't find it a particularly helpful Pokemon, but I'm also not really like into all this stuff. And like min-maxing, I just hit them until they dead. They got Gligar, which in the anime is so much bigger than I thought it'd be. That's terrifying. Never again. I do think Gliscor looks pretty damn cool. But also, why do these fuckers not have like proper feet? Come on, man, you can't just glide everywhere. Be a sugar glider instead of a useless bug thing. And we got Steelix, the cooler version of Onix. Holy shit, there's a Mega Steelix? I haven't played some of these games, so I don't know what the Mega evolutions look on every Pokemon. And he looks pretty cool, pretty angry. It's kind of what the vibe is, just anger. Sorry, I gotta lay down. I hate sitting. We're just gonna get on my carpeted floor and look at Snubble, who I remember there was a whole ass episode about this woman and her Snubble. And Snubble didn't want to be pretty, Snubble wanted to fight. Anyway. And then we have Grand Bull, which is, I don't know, a dog thing? It's just it's just called the fairy Pokemon. That's weird. Then we got Quailfish, which looks like a water mine, and I can never get that out of my head. Does it evolve? Man, I thought it evolved. They should give it an evolution in the next game. What do we got next? Caesar? He reminds me of a Digimon. Or like a dude in a suit. But I do like how bug-like he looks. It is kind of a neat mush-up of like shonen anime protag and bug and mecha suit. Also, he's definitely the cooler version of Scyther. Next is Shuckle. I can't believe there was a whole episode about stealing Shuckle and pouring them out for magic juice. I'm a little, now that I'm talking about it, I'm a little unnerved. What the fuck? Let's see, let's look at the flavor text. They have flavor text for X, Y, and then Omega Ruby and Omega Sapphire. So we got the berry stored in its jar-like shell eventually become a thick, pulpy juice. But why? Y's flavor text is, it stores berries inside its shell. To avoid attacks, it hides beneath rocks and remains completely still. The good old hide and pray. Okay, and then in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Shuckle quietly hides itself under rocks, keeping its body concealed inside its hard shell while eating berries it has stored away. The berries mix with its body fluids to become juice. I'm gonna pretend this is more like a bee honey situation, because bee vomit, while sounds gross, is more tolerable. So Shuckle just Shuckle vomits juice. Yeah. Oh, next we got Heracross. I'm surprised actually they haven't done like as many beetle Pokemon, because from my small understanding of Japanese culture out in the middle of nowhere, beetles are a big thing. I have no other substantial evidence of that, so don't quote me. And we got Sneasel. Sneasel was one of my first, like, super cool Pokemon cards, let me tell you. And then it turns into Weavile. I don't really get their names. Like, Weavile sounds more like a bug. Whatever. Then we got Teddy Ursa. I wish Teddy Ursa was cooler. I don't know, I feel like it could have done something more with it. Because it has a little moon, and then there's Ursa Ring, and then it's just like, what you doing here, man? What you got going? I think Ursa Ring has a different form in Legend of Arceus, and that was pretty cool. But like its usual, I'm like, you're a little boring. Then there's Slugma. I kind of enjoy the concept of like a slug, but made out of fire. I think this was a good design. And then we got Magcargo. I also don't hate this design. I don't know. The more I look at its eyes, the more I'm just like, head empty, just fire. It's good. It's good stuff. I feel like this would be also a good Pokemon for like a candidate for like a third evolution, like Mega Cargo or something, or what other things sound fiery and lava-y? Larcargo, and then it'd be angry and volcano-y. Volcargo. I don't know. Ooh, we got one of my favorites, Swinub. Once again, Blobby. I guess it's supposed to be some sort of like pig thing. And then we got Piloswine, which is just like a mammoth, I guess, mini mammoth. And then we get, oopsies, I went too far. Wait, oh, shoot, I forgot Mamoswine is a Sinnoh region. Then we got Corsola, which is also cute. I didn't play the one where there's the ghost type. But holy shit, is that sad. Yeah. I think it's very cute. I think Misty also had a Corsola. Let's see what's next. Then we got Remoraid, once again, kind of useless. Then it turns into a... I thought it turned into a Mantine. It turns from fish into octopus. I kept forgetting about that. It goes from Remoraid to Octillery. I kind of like the name. It's like a play on artillery. Pew, 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 pew. The Japanese name is Okutanka, or Okutanku. He's an octopus tank. Pew, pew. Then there's Delibird. Fake Santa is what I think of it. I can't believe that its pouch is supposed to be its tail. I don't think I've seen this model from behind, but I'm very curious how on earth they modeled that. We got Mantine. Oh, that's why. Mantines sometimes have Remoraids depicted underneath them. But it gets Mantike. Mantike, I think, is very cute. I'm a sucker for some of these baby Pokemon. What we got next? We got Skarmory. Yeah, Steel Birdie. It's pretty cool. That, I think, can also use a second evolution. In Legends of Arceus, they have the, is it Legends of Arceus? No, sorry, Scarlet and Violet. No, in Violet, they have the Roboto Pokemans from the future, like that. Which, side note, the music inside of the, I can't remember the area in Scarlet and Violet, fucking slaps. I need to go listen to that again. Then we got Houndour. I always imagined this as like a chihuahua. Like, it's just angry because he's small. Also, The Japanese name is Deru Bi. Der Der Deribiru. Wait a second. That's just devil. Fuck. It's like devil incarnate if he was small puppy. I will say Houndoom, very cool. Japanese name is Herugar. I guess it's Garu, so like Hell's Guard. I think it looks cool. It's a disappointment that Team Magma uses them because I think it's a cool ass design. I want Devil Doggy as my pet. We got Kingdra. I think Kingdra has a very cool look. I don't think I ever got one because I didn't have friends to trade with. This makes me sound like a loser that has no friends, which is not necessarily true. Just only my best friend would play Pokemon with me. No one else was into it. I feel like Pokemon and DS and Nintendo in general just makes me feel like a loser for not having friends that want to play these games with me. And we got Phanpy. I think Phanpy is pretty cute. Head empty elephant. Very nice. Good looking for children. It's a very child design and I quite like it. And I believe, if I remember correctly, in Pokemon 2000, when Ash's mom gets kidnapped by Entei and is in the playroom with the girl, she has like a Phanpy slide, and I can never not think about that now. Then we have Donphan. Kind of less elephant-like to me, more mammoth-like. Let's see what we got. Ooh, Porygon 2. The little guy is just round and duck-like. I kind of want him as like a rubber duck, except it's a rubber Porygon 2. And we got Stantler. Stantler's boring as fuck, and I wish they added more to it. That's all I have to say. It's probably he was cooler in the anime as like an actual Pokemon to fight with. And we got Schmeargle. I think they did him dirty. He's like the loser art kid in shows. And he got like an acorn hat and a little blep. Yeah. I think he needs another evolution. What do we got next? We got Tyrogue. Ooh. I don't particularly enjoy the Pokemon that look like humans. I don't know, humanoid Pokemon kind of weird me out. Like Tyrogue, it kind of weirds me out. Hitmontop, I think, is less unnerving because a lot of his depiction, or its depictions, are like it upside down. But now that I'm looking at it, he looks like he's wearing like one of those singlets that wrestlers wear. This thing evolved into, no, I thought it evolved into something else. Whatever. Smoochum, I don't like its haircut, therefore I don't like it. I also don't like Jinx, so. As a kid, I like how his ears look like a plug and I can plug them into the wall socket. That's it. Then we got Magby. It also looks like it has a bad haircut. I don't like it. I did think when they introduced, was it what, Magby, Magmar, Macargo. Oh, is he cool? He got, I think that was one of my first, like, EX cards. I might have foolishly traded it away, I don't recall. And we got Miltank. Its shiny form is blue, which is hilarious. You can get some blue milk from Star Wars. They really played up how cool this was in the show, but in the games, not as cool, let me tell ya. Ooh, then we got Blissey. Brock eventually gets a Blissey. That's kind of cool. I think it's cute. And we're getting to the legendaries. We got Raikou, Angry Electric Saber-Tooth Tiger Boy. And then we got Entei, Angry Brown Lion Saber-Tooth thing. And my favorite, because it is blue, is Suicune. Also, they made a whole ass anime about it. It's like Suicune, and there's like Celebi, who ends up looking like a wrinkled onion at some point in it. I don't remember. I think that might have been, they made that when the anime was in like Hoenn or something, because I think Max was part of it. I don't remember. I just know Suicune can like walk on water, which I guess also kind of makes it Pokemon Jesus in that way. I want to read the flavor text. So it races around the world to purify fouled water. It dashes away with the north wind. How cool is that? And then it's said to be the embodiment of the north winds. It can instantly purify filthy, murky water. It also kind of reminds me of the forest spirit from Mononoke. And only because they're kind of bipedal with a weird face. What do we got next? We got a little baby Larvitar. Also Blobby, angry little blob that just wants to grow up to be Big Dino. I do not blame him. Then he becomes Pupitar? I don't really get this evolution chain now that I'm looking at it. It goes from green to blue to green. Then we got Tyranitar, angry dino boy. That's all I have to say. Then we got Lugia. I don't hate the look of Lugia. It's kind of simple. I don't know why. It reminds me of whales and their flippers. Like if whales were quadrupeds, this is what they would look like. And then we got Ho-Oh, which, fun fact, I used to call it Oho. I think it's because I'm like partially dyslexic or something. But the more I look at it, the cooler I think the design is. I'm usually more of a fan of like blue things. But Ho-Oh is kind of cool. Bird Phoenixy boy. It's really cool the scene in Heart Gold and in Heart Gold, because Soul Silver has Lugia. And I think the last one in this Pokedex is Celebi, our little onion boy. Although he's called a time travel Pokemon. I think, Celebi isn't Jesus. I think Arceus is jokingly Pokemon Jesus. And then Mew is God. Let's see. The Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Pokédex entry is: this Pokemon came from the future by crossing over time. It is thought that so long as Celebi appears, a bright and shiny future awaits us. Isn't that lovely? And I think that's a good place to stop. Let me know if you enjoyed this, because there's like a bunch of other Pokédexes I could also do. But I hope at this point you're asleep. But if not, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All feedback is welcome, even if it's Dyna STFU. I'm not gonna listen to this, LOL. And until next time, on that note, sleep well, drink lots of water, and I highly suggest you use Korean skincare.